Live from Center City in Philadelphia, this is Fox 29 News at 5.
Right now at 5, new developments in a heartbreaking investigation. Today we got our first look at the 2-year-old boy whose senseless death has rocked a Camden County community.
We also saw the man accused of beating him to death when he faced a judge and the boy's family in court. Good evening, I'm Ian Page.
And I'm Lucy Nolan. The family had some strong, emotional words in court today. Bill Anderson just arrived back from that hearing. Bill, I cannot imagine.
Yeah, Lucy, not much, honestly, can prepare you for a day like today. The details of how a smiling and happy 2-year-old was allegedly beaten to death by his mother's 24-year-old boyfriend, it was hard for me to listen to. For his family in the courtroom, it was almost unbearable.
I'm not responsible for what I say right about now, but I don't mind speaking on it. I'll bite my tongue as much as I can.
To the uninvolved person, a court arraignment can be a routine, almost sterile affair, but it's nothing like that when you're here.
You're less of a man to sit there and put your hand on any type of child, no matter what age it is. He was 2 years old. There should be no reason that you want to hit him or do anything to him.
If you cannot afford your own.
Today in Camden County, 24-year-old Zachary Tricoche was arraigned for allegedly beating his girlfriend's 2-year-old son, Jamil Baskerville Jr, to death.
Told the 29-pound toddler to put his hands up before he hit a motion that he should assume a boxing stance and get ready to fight this grown man.
Tricoche was charged with murder and ordered held on $1 million bail. But to family members of a 2-year-old beaten to death, that's not what they view as justice.
My grandson was 2 years old, innocent, didn't do nothing. Now he can't live his life, but he get to live his life, the rest of his life in prison. It should be a death penalty. You kill somebody, you should be killed.
None of the family or attorneys for Zachary Tricoche commented, but plenty of the family members of young Jamil made their feelings clear about a 2-year-old gone too soon.
I just love him, and I'll see you one day. That's all. Thank you.
Now, I'm not sure if there's anything that could possibly explain this, but to make things worse, the prosecutor explained that the little boy was allegedly beaten over his mother buying the wrong groceries. Hearing that and being in court, it's not hard at all to relate to the grandfather's intense emotions. Lucy.
Just such a tragedy, Bill. A woman in Camden County is dead, and police say her estranged husband stabbed her in her own apartment. Someone called Collingswood police officers to the Heights of Collingswood Apartments right around 8 last night. That's where they found 36-year-old Josephine Perez dead. Investigators say her estranged husband stabbed her several times, and they say 41-year-old Timothy Moorman also stabbed himself. He's at Cooper University Hospital in critical condition. Prosecutors have charged him with first-degree murder.
A former state prosecutor took the stand today in Jerry Sandusky's appeal trial. He told the judge he doesn't believe the man who settled with the Penn State over that molestation claim is the same person that someone saw Sandusky molesting in a shower. That former prosecutor, Joe McGettigan, is the last person to take the witness stand in Sandusky's bid to get his charges dropped or to get a new trial. The defense team for the former assistant football coach is hoping that this person who settled with Penn State, described as a victim in court records, is not actually a victim. The judge did not say when he would rule. Happening
right now, President Obama is touring Louisiana in the wake of deadly flooding. The commander-in-chief arrived today, more than a week after torrential rain ravaged the state, pushing rivers and creeks over their banks. President Obama promised residents a quick and effective federal response, and he says Washington is not ignoring them. He also responded to criticism that he's been slow to respond to the historic flooding, which has left at least 13 people dead.
Even after the TV cameras leave, the whole country is going to continue to support you and help you. This is not a photo op issue. This is how do you make sure that a month from now, 3 months from now, 6 months from now, people still are getting the help that they need.
The White House says $120 million in emergency federal funding is already approved. The first step in the recovery effort could cost billions.
Another beautiful day outside in your Fox 29 weather authority as we look live at Wilmington. Some of you even felt the chill in the air today. Let's check in with meteorologist Kathy Orr. What's going on, Kathy?
Ian, not even a cloud in the sky. Look behind me. This is Old City, Philadelphia, and you can see that deep blue sky, low humidity, and you did mention lows this morning. The lowest temperature temperatures we've seen in 2 months. Mount Pocono this morning, 45 degrees. Pottstown, 52, 54 in Millville, 56 in Newcastle, Delaware, and Philadelphia waking up to 62 degrees. And that is the coolest start since it was 59 degrees back on June 18th. So we are in for more warmth, but another cool night. Not quite as cool as this morning, though. An ultimate Doppler, nothing to speak of, no clouds. And right now, temperatures still warming. It's 82 in the city, 82 in Wilmington, and Trenton 82, Millville 80, and some cooler temperatures, but rebounding nicely in the Poconos to 73 degrees. This evening, temperatures falling through the 70s into the 60s again by 11 p.m. It will be clear, cool, but very comfortable. Coming up in your 7-day forecast, lots to talk about. Humidity will be on the rise. It will be getting warmer, and heat wave number 6 looks more likely. We'll talk more about that. I'll show you the numbers later in the broadcast.
All right, Kathy, thanks. We are following some breaking news right now out of Delaware County. Police in Darby Borough are on the hunt for whoever shot and killed a 27-year-old man early this morning. Let's get you right out to our Brad Satin live at the Darby Borough Police Department with details. Brad.
Ian, the Darby Borough Police Chief just held a news conference that ended about 5 minutes ago. Yes, they are seeking assistance in this case. What we know is that a 27-year-old victim, and we have a photo of him, his name is Daryl Curry, was sitting on his grandmother's porch around 2 o'clock this morning on the 100 block of North 6th Street. There was a conversation with a man or men who approached him, and then gunshots. Curry tried to run into his grandmother's house, but he was shot multiple times and killed. Police think it may have been an attempted robbery. Anywhere from 6 to 10 shots fired. They're not sure if the suspect or suspects actually got away with anything. The victim lives actually in Clifton Heights, but he was there at his grandmother's house when this shooting occurred.
That he was there, he was approached, words were exchanged, gunfire, and he retreated towards the door, and they kept shooting him until he went down.
Now, we asked the chief if this was a random attack or targeted. He says that he believes this was more of a targeted attack than random, but again, they want to try to catch these guys. What they're trying to do is actually retrace the victim's steps over the hours leading up to the shooting. Maybe there's some surveillance video out there that might show something of use as they try to locate a suspect or suspects in this case here in Darby Borough. Ian?
All right, Brad, thanks. Police are asking the public to take a good look at this video. They say this guy hit 7 convenience stores in just over a week with a handgun. He robbed 7-Elevens in Northeast Philly 5 times, then a Wawa and an Exxon. Authorities say each time he got away with cash and cigarettes.
A developing story tonight, more silence from Philadelphia District Attorney Seth Williams. Controversy continues to swirl around the Democrat and the more than $160,000 in gifts given to him by friends since 2010. He belatedly filed 6 years worth of gifts just 13 days ago, but it's not like the DA is not talking to anyone.
Our Bruce Gordon live tonight outside the DA's office to help explain. Bruce?
Yeah, Seth Williams is known to Philly reporters as being media friendly, almost always willing to step in front of a TV camera to talk about the issues of the day. Well, now Williams finds himself in some hot water, and suddenly he's become a little, well, shy. The explanations coming out of the Philadelphia District Attorney's office these days? That's the Center City version of crickets. A spokesman for Seth Williams said thanks but no thanks to our latest request for an interview on the subject of $160,000 in gifts the DA has belatedly reported to the City Ethics Board. $160,000 over 6 years. Everything from sports tickets to free stays at vacation homes to a $45,000 roof repair job for Williams' home, courtesy of a South Jersey builder. Williams makes $175,000 a year as DA. Philadelphians we talked to think he could do without the extra freebies.
I wouldn't do it myself.
You don't like the looks of it?
Right.
If you're a public servant, you're supposed to serve the public, not yourself.
All unnecessary is what I think, that it's going to the wrong places.
Last Friday, Williams apologized to his employees for the distraction the gift story has caused. On Monday, he emailed a statement to supporters of his 2017 re-election bid, acknowledging his responsibility to fully disclose all gifts and taking full responsibility for failing to do so. But many are asking, where's Williams' explanation to the rest of Philadelphia taxpayers? Committee of 70 President David Thornburg.
Now is the time, now until the election, is time for him to answer any and all questions that voters have for him.
Under Pennsylvania law, the gifts to Williams are not illegal unless a quid pro quo can be established, a gift in exchange for a specific favor. Thornburg says it may be time to tighten the law.
When people see these gifts changing hands, and again, a lot of them amounting to a fair amount of money, they have to question whether there's something going on here.
Now, Williams faces the possibility of a hefty fine from the Ethics Board for failing to report those gifts in a timely fashion. One Philadelphian I talked to today had an amount in mind, $160,000. Lucy, that would even things up.
Indeed. Bruce, thank you so much. Police chased a 10-year-old New Jersey boy down an alley, but he's done nothing wrong. The case of mistaken identity that has shaken his family.
And police rescue a man wedged between two buildings in Pennsylvania. He's pretty much okay tonight, and believe it or not, this was all part of a first date gone very wrong.
And it's a serious problem for millions of women of all ages.
With just waking up and having like dramatic hair loss, and it continuing and not being able to get it under control.
But now, new hope. The treatment not only stopping hair loss, but helping it grow back.
And coming up at 6, a huge milestone for a boy who overcame an incredible ordeal and made history right here in Philadelphia. We're checking in on the first child to get a bilateral hand transplant.
Home, on the go, and even at work. We're working for you whenever and wherever you want it, making it easy to stay connected.